Hello, John Talley here with Partzilla.com. Today I'm going to show you how to change out the front ball joint on our 2015 Polaris RZR 900S. Pretty simple to do. Just want to lift up the machine, get a couple of jack stands under it, grab a couple of tools, and then I'll show you how to get it done. Alright guys, this is going to be a skill level 2, but don't be afraid of it. It's not going to be that challenging. Let's go over some of the tools that you're going to need to pull this off. On the socket side, just need a 15 and a 19 millimeter. Maybe a 3/8 extension, decent 3/8 ratchet, 15 millimeter wrench, a good pair of circlip pliers, breaker bar, and a torque wrench that at least goes up to 120 foot-pounds. Going to need that to take care of the wheels. Alright, as far as the parts you're going to need, if you would, reference our exploded parts diagrams. It gives you a very clear image of how things come apart and, more importantly, how it's going to go back together. Now remember, when you order this particular joint, you also need to order the circlip that is associated with it. So, once you've got your tools and your parts together, we can go over there and I can show you how to do it. Alright guys, so we have the wheel out of the way. Let's go ahead and start with the knuckle itself. And it's just a pinch bolt that goes all the way through. 15 millimeter on either side. When Polaris sends these out, they've already got Loctite on them, and they want you to replace this bolt and nut. I think that's a little excessive. All we're going to do is just put some red Loctite on it when we reinstall it and just reuse the bolt. All right, and that'll just drop straight out. All right, a little bit of a confession here. Does this ball joint need to be replaced? No, it doesn't, but there are a lot of them out there that do. Hence why I'm doing this operation, because what usually happens, something gets up in here, it pierces that outer rubber boot, and then contaminants get inside, and all that starts grinding around, and that's like, you know, putting sandpaper in there, so it will eventually destroy the joint itself. And the way you would, feel that is to get the vehicle lifted up and grab the wheel, and if you can rock it back and forth, it's probably one or both of your little knuckle joints here. So, next step, we need to go ahead and actually unbolt it from its pivot points up here on the frame, and then we're going to carry it over to the press, take out that circlip, and then press it out. So, let's get these out next. Alright guys, chances are you're not going to run into the problem that I have right now. To get out this front one, it actually pushes out toward the front of the vehicle. Well, guess what? I've got this big bumper in the way. So, I'm going to go ahead and loosen up this other one in the back, and then I have to take the time to go ahead and remove that bumper so I can get out the front one. So this will take me a little bit longer. Alright, so we've got that out of the way. Now, we can remove our frame bolts up here. There we are. Alright. Let's head over to the bench, get that circlip out of the way, then we'll get it pushed out. All right, next, get it over to the press and press it out. Let's see if we can hold this in place and just drive it into that socket. A fair amount of pressure to do this. And there she is. Now, just grab the new one, press it back in. Alright, success. Let's go and get that snap ring back in. Alright, we've got the circlip in place. Just make sure it's down all the way in that groove. This one looks good, so let's go get it back on the machine. Alright, when you're doing this, make sure you didn't lose that washer, and it actually goes on this side of the bolt. Alright, let's get these snug back down and then we'll torque them. Alright, and we're taking this to 42 foot-pounds. This one's a little bit tricky here because we actually should technically have our torque wrench there. Well, that's not possible. So we're going to torque it from the back side. Is it going to be off a little bit? Well, yes, but it'll be at least 42 pounds over on this side. Tell you what, we're just going to go just a tick more. When we push the A-arm bushing up inside, we want to have the bore lined up where it'll end up intersecting with the bolt like that. That's actually where it's going to catch and go through. All right, we're just going to get this to line up where I can see that kind of crescent moon. Push it through. All right, Polaris actually wants you to replace these bolts. I don't think that's really necessary. What I do feel is necessary is to put some red Loctite on it. Snug it down, and then we're going to take it to, guess what? 42 pounds. It's the same type thread and pitch bolt as we used up there, hence why it's the same torque value. There it is. All right, I'll always start these by hand, otherwise you have a chance to cross-thread them. All right, we've got a snap-on impact wrench. I want y'all to pay attention to this. I'm going to use this to run them in. Now I bet you just run off and jump on the trail now, wouldn't you? Well, guess what? These take 120 foot-pounds per. All right, I'm going to have somebody jump up inside, hold the brakes, and we'll see how much more we have to put on it. See? Well, all right, guys, that pretty much wraps this one up. Well, listen, if you need any of the parts that we use to do this, why don't you come see us at Partzilla.com and we can get you taken care of. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the section below and I'll do my best to answer them. Till next time, we just want to say thanks for watching.